Hello, hello, beautiful souls. I've come to you today with an individual reading from the Aleister Crowley deck. I'm going to do actually his very old style of reading where it's divided into 4 stacks, and each stack represents a different part of life: career, love, and relationships, and the category of trouble, loss, quarrels, and scandal. So, if you haven't been on my channel before, welcome. My name is Colleen. I'm also known as the Healing Visionary. I'm a Master Shamanic Energy Practitioner. I spend all my time doing one-to-one healing sessions with people on video, with clients worldwide. And I also do a rare and old Atlantean life purpose, an Atlantean soul purpose system that goes through all your gifts and talents that were specifically designed by your soul and your karmic challenges in this life. It gives people great clarity and focus on their path ahead as they know what to focus on. You get validation for what your gifts and goals and talents are, so you know how to lead. It also shows your soul purpose and the gateway, how to activate that, how to be and do who you're meant to be. So I highly recommend, that's my little plug-in. If you have never had a life purpose reading, this is a really powerful one. Even if you had, some people I've read for have had other ones, and you look for ways where they echo and repeat or even go a little bit deeper. Okay, on with the reading. So I'm now tapping in to your energy. I'm just going to connect us for this reading. Take a deep breath in, exhale. Good. Just calms everything back down into these etheric realms where we step outside of time and space. So let me put the camera down. Okay, first thing to do is pick a significator. So since we aren't able to speak, I'm going to pick the star to be the significator, because many of you who found me are starseeds, just like myself. And I have also ways of finding out which star systems and galactic multidimensional history you have. I mostly make all of my content for starseeds and light workers. So let's pick the star to be the significator. Now, wherever this is in the 4 compartments will determine the reading. This is an ancient system Crowley used, and he probably got it from his more ancient sources. Not used very often from what I have experienced. I never met anyone who reads like this, so we're going to do it. Here are the piles. Now we search for the card. While I'm searching, I can just tell you a little bit about the star card. Why I love it is because it is about all things possible. All pathways are beautiful options. The star guides you down new paths, and they're all good paths. They're all good directions. Star is like a beautiful guiding force of creativity and possibilities. Oh, not yet. Must be here. Oh, it was the very last card. That is so interesting. All right, so this reading is about money, woo, and goods and purely material matters. The thing we all need to survive in this world, and desire, the thing we desire to have a lifestyle that's comfortable. Okay. So the way I lay it out is the star goes down first, and then it builds like a story. Queen of Swords, change. Knight of Swords, Seven of Swords. Okay, then we go up. And down. All right, let me adjust them so you can see. It's a bit of a long story, so if you want to get a cup of tea, coffee, glass of wine, sparkling water, and settle in as we go deep into this story and what's happening and what it's leading to. While you're getting your coffee or whatever it is, it's morning here. I'm still on my second cup of coffee. I'll explain the way tarot works, which I'm not sure if even many tarot readers know this. I've been reading since 1987, and I only just learned this actually in a deeper apprenticeship course I did in shamanism, which had a lot of destiny work and divination at the end of it. So I love working with tweaking destiny. There are some very specific tools and ethereal ways, like a soul retrieval. You can retrieve someone's destiny. This is what I do, and bring it, install it, and give it to them. It is a beautiful process. Now, the way it was explained is that the tarot cards or any oracle deck reads what's in your momentum tunnel. This is what's in your destiny path, where all the tendrils, all the threads of your energy are zooming forward. And so, what is in your destiny path? This is the energy. Let's say you don't like it, or maybe you do. Sometimes we're going great, and what's in the destiny tunnel is what we want. But let's say it's not. So how do you shift it? There are these 1% strands that are the outliers on the edge of the tunnel, and you can catch them and make a sharp right turn and build a new destiny tunnel. And this is what I'm working on constantly with myself and others. Once you have cleaned up your internal landscape, it's possible to make these shifts, removing energies and entities that don't belong to you, really looking at your shadows and transmuting them, getting help with this, because there are specific techniques that will do this. All right, on with the reading. So beginning with the star, this is your current situation. This is how people are perceiving you, and this is the outcome. So the star is all these things are possible. You're in a beautiful position, energizing your life in marvelous ways. And you yourself are the Queen of Swords. You are standing in your power. You are being that eloquent communicator. And the Queen of Swords is able to cut out ruthlessly what does not belong in your life. And then we go over here to the change card, which is in reverse, meaning you might be resisting change right now. And we all know change is the only constant. And we are in a huge time where changes are coming daily, externally and in our own interior worlds. So look at where you are in terms of accepting, surrendering to change. Then we've come back over here. The Knight of Swords is you being like a warrior, but a good, kind, peaceful warrior, going out in your power and helping others, going out into all areas of your own life where you can assert yourself more, where you can cut things out that don't belong, and showing that to other people too. And then over here is swords again. Seven of Swords, he calls futility. The little energy that it possesses is no more than dream work. It is quite incapable of the sustained labor which alone, bar miracles, can bring any endeavor to fruition. So although there is an attempt to rise again or set forth, it lacks a substantial and even attainable aim. All right. Now that's in reverse. So it's going to be some of that, but twisted. Now, I don't read reverse as complete opposite of that. It's still branching off of that, but it's in a twisted form. So let's look at this as manifesting probably isn't working out in your life right now, and you're wondering why. Because you need to go dreamy. You have to get dreamy into that ethereal realm where, ask yourself, how much time do you spend doing nothing? Dreaming, daydreaming in the daytime, in the middle of the day, a whole day even, without doing anything. Don't take any phone calls, don't watch any TV shows, where you just be with yourself in this dreamy landscape of who do I want to be? Okay, because this card is showing a weakness in strength of energy. So that's why I'm talking about this. Going internally, getting dreamy. This is the female way of manifesting. And I'll be doing a workshop on that coming up. I'm putting it together now because it is so important that we also know the female way of manifesting, because only thing out there right now today is this masculine brain logical way, and I'm going to break it apart for people. And the main key of the feminine way is what I just described: spending a whole day with yourself, going inward, and asking, who am I? What do I look like in my ideal self? What life do I envision? And put yourself in there and come up with even multiple different personas that you could put on to be. You can leave it loose and dreamy like that. And it's not like one vision has to come. And this will activate the female way of manifesting. I have been using it. I didn't even know I was doing it. In fact, I would feel guilty for not going out and being more active. It could have been a beautiful day outside. And I remember saying, how come I don't just go to the park or do something nice? No, but I just intuitively knew that I needed to take all the day to lay around in bed, move around my house or apartment, and just be in this dreamy space and really getting more clarity on who I am and who I want to be. So think about that. Most people, I'm willing to wager, do not do any of that ever at all, because society, cultural conditioning puts it in that we must be busy, we must be with friends, we must be doing something to educate or our mind, or reading something, or doing something productive. And guess what? You don't. You don't need to do that. We all can spend a lot more time daydreaming, and that was pushed out of us early on in the school years. But we all had it as small children. So remember this. Okay, moving on. Let's go up to the top row now. This is what's happening externally. So this is internal. This is your inner landscape. Externally, how you're appearing with other people in the world is creativity, Ace of Wands, reversed. So your creativity is being stifled. I'm intuitively getting a read that you're not able to be who you are with your ideas. Are people not listening to you? Are you working on teams where your ideas are not upheld? Or you're just in a position, in a career or situation externally where you have to do other people's ideas. You have to follow their program and you don't get to lead with your own. Next, we have the Prince of Discs. So this is about really mastering your own money and finances. This is a pretty good indicator that financially and lifestyle wise, everything is okay. You have more than enough. You're not suffering, and you have a wealth. Let's go over here to arts. You have a wealth of creative ideas and abilities. I'm going to have to read on this one too, because it is so beautifully rich, the way Aleister Crowley puts these things together. And those of you who are tarot readers, these interpretations are not on the parallel with the Rider Waite or that lineage of interpretation. So it is 14. And he says, he's very poetic. Pour thine all freely from the vase in thy right hand, and lose no drop. Hath not thy left hand a vase? Transmute all wholly, like WHOLLY, the entirety, into the image of thy will, bringing each to its true token of perfection. So that's also the visualization of temperance. You have the scales or the vases in both hands. And now, here's the main point. Dissolve the pearl in a wine cup, drink, and make manifest the virtue of that pearl. And I think that's the arts happening here. It is alchemy. So what does a pearl symbolize? It's this beautiful held creation. Okay, and put it in what you drink, your life sustenance, to manifest that beautiful creation, that idea. So it's a combination. It's a combining of forces, realization, action based on accurate calculation, the way of escape, success after elaborate maneuvers. All right, told you it was complicated. So we put this together as another form of alchemical manifestation, this beautiful pearl of creation that you have in your heart, that you desire, and through strategic manipulation, alchemically, okay, not from the brain, but as an art form, you are able to make these shifts and make the new in your life. Okay, next to this top row, there's going to be some falling out with friendships. It's happiness card upside down. So look for those people that aren't really your friends and start to cut them out or let them fall away. Now we're in this in between the 3D, 5D, 4D, in these slippage points, in those areas of the in between. And friends are just going to start falling off. And that is fine, because many of us hold entirely different ranges of frequencies of a consciousness. This is a consciousness evolution that's happening. If you haven't heard it said that way, that's the way I'm seeing it. It's about consciousness and living from the heart. And so when we are now in this transition period, there are these little in between where there is nothing, where there is stillness in the in between. And this is why friendships are going to be turning upside down and falling off. Let it happen. It's not upsetting. And if you do need to have a cry, do it, and then take the twig and blow that emotion, like feel your emotions, blow them into the stick, burn it in the fire. This is a level of a small fire ritual that reaches the subconscious, and you will not be holding on to those negative emotions, those sad or fear-based emotions. And that's what's important, is that they don't take root in your energy system. Now there's going to be some lustiness going on. I'll read about this one too. Some physical pleasures, and that's fine. You know, we are in human form, we are in physical body. Go ahead and have some beautiful times with other people, romantically, and enjoying all the pleasures of life in food and travel and physical skin pleasures and all of that. So let me read what Crowley says. I mean, remember too, this is the material reading. This is about the material life. And material life is highly, highly physical. So partaking in physical pleasures is part of it. It's also connecting with the earth. You know, here she is with the lion. This is the traditionally, or not traditionally, but in that Rider-Waite lineage is the strength card. And so it is energy with love. Love, let love devour all things. It's courage, strength, energy, action, and magic, and the use of magical power. And how do we use magical power? But in our very base chakras, taking that Kundalini sexual energy up and into the higher areas where it transmutes in the heart into love and on up. And so that happens through partaking in the physical pleasures. And let that turn into magic for you. Now we go down to the last row where it is showing the potentials for outcome. And this is going back to the center line. This is about working. Three of Discs exhibits the result of an idea of Earth, of the crystallization of forces, and so it is called the Lord of Work. Something has definitely been done, the effect and outcome of things done. So there is recognition and appreciation rewarded. So let's go with that. Recognition for the work you've done. And it creates this beautiful trinity around a pyramid. Next, we have the priestess. Beautiful. Look at it. The high priestess. But it was upside down, so that we're going to go with that you are the high priestess, yet you're not living in that skin. So look at it again. Look at, going and getting dreamy in your life. You are the high priestess. Everything is possible. She is the female equivalent of the magician. So consider that for yourself. All of your powerful abilities centered in the heart, coming from a place of love and love of all of life and humanity, all the animals, all the earth and landscapes, the whole planet. Okay, and then turn that around. Really wear her for yourself. And then we go here to defeat, which is really about surrendering, and it's upside down. It's swords, so it is about your power. It's a troublesome card about defeat and not having sufficient power to maintain your peace. Okay, so I'm looking at this in this reverse position and external to what's around it as a possible outcome to this story as surrendering and holding on to your strength. Maintain your internal peace. And if there have been quarrels, if some quarrel or argument breaks out, do not engage. You must accept defeat, which is not defeat, it's surrender to your own higher sovereignty, not to engage in that kind of world. So here it says, for the original idea of the sword was a manifestation of the result of love between the wand and the cup. So emotions and creativity, faintness or weakening, a trouble or quarrel cannot be withstood. Don't even engage. That's a warning for what's up ahead. If you find yourself suddenly, because they do pop out of nowhere, usually, we don't see quarrels or arguments coming. Remember this and do not engage. Just take your highest path of sovereignty and surrender. Let that person rant on how those are their feelings. Just do not even answer, do not even respond. You could even say something like, I'm not willing to engage in this right now, and don't even give any reasons. Just turn and walk away. Walk away. Do not even engage in it. And you can see how this could even, in fact, save your career if it's a superior colleague or someone else in the hierarchy that can do damage for you. Plus, we don't want to work for such assholes. I'm just guessing that it's going to happen at work. But even if it's a friend, quarrels come up there too, all of a sudden. And this is not a friend, okay? You're hearing it for validity, for permission to know that is not a friend. This person is probably using you for something, and you can just surrender and walk away. Because remember, up here, people are going to be dropping off, and don't resist that change. All right, we're going to do a quick recap in a moment, where the final card is the Fool upside down. And, oh, I've got a dragonfly visitor. I wonder if it'll come over. And I don't know how that dragonfly happened. I mean, I'm in a top floor apartment. they don't really come up this high, right? And I've never seen a dragonfly here before. I'm on the Black Sea. I don't think dragonflies really hang out at the sea, but maybe they do. I mean, usually they're on rivers and stuff like that. Anyway, dragonfly is a beautiful symbol of transformation. Yes, dragonfly is amazing. So, because dragonfly came into the reading, you can also take the dragonfly symbol for yourself. All right, let's look at the Fool upside down. Let's see Aleister Crowley's take on this one too, since it's a major arcana. These are the important ones, and it's the last final card about how things are going to go. Now, normally the Fool, it's like, take that leap of faith, take the risk. The universe is going to catch you. The Fool is able to leap off the cliff and doesn't, they're not stuck in their head. So Crowley says, know not, all ways are lawful to innocence. Pure folly is the key to initiation. Silence breaks into rapture. Be neither man nor woman, but both in one. Be silent, babe in the egg of blue, that thou mayest grow to bear the lance of the Graal. Wander alone and sing. In the king's palace his daughter awaits thee. Well, that is some medieval storytelling there. Further to this, in spiritual matters, the Fool means idea, thought, spirituality, that which endeavors to transcend earth. Oh my gosh. And we are in that time. That's all we're focused on right now, spiritually, and ascension and transcending the 3D into these lighter, more beautiful spheres of reality. That's what my guides call them. They don't say which dimension because there are many levels to each dimension. So there are different spheres of reality that we can all pop into, like popcorn. Dreamvelo says they're all popping in like popcorn. Dreamvelo Melchizedek. He's the one, by the way, this side tangent. He's the one who has the what I think are the best, most legitimate instructions for how to live in the heart and how to make this ascension transition to these other realms. He's been talking about this since the 1990s and all through. His last workshop, Earth, Sky, Heart, has the most recent instructions, and I just found out because I inquired, he's writing a new book. It's going to have all the newest information. And he is a high ascended light being from the order of Melchizedek. He's what's known as a walk-in. He walked into the body of this man in Sedona back in, I think it was the late 70s, and has been on this mission to give humans this information. And he has worked around the world and with many different cultures sharing this, particularly how to activate your Merkaba. And I was researching this just today on the Merkaba. There are so many videos and instructions out there that are twisted variations of what Melchizedek came to teach. And I just want to put that little plug in here that if you really want to be able to navigate the in-between realms en route to being fully immersed in a new sphere of reality, the Merkaba is your vehicle, because you take your body with you. And look at the Earth, Sky, Heart workshop. Okay, I don't make any whatever you call it from them, affiliates things from them. No, I'm just saying, out of human consciousness, to help everyone. If you found this reading and you found this video and here I end up talking about this, then it was meant to be heard. That the Drunvalo Melchizedek Earth Sky Heart Workshop has the information you're looking for. And it's accurate. It's correct information. It has not been twisted by some other earth human with an ego that needs to be fed and paid. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Back to the final card, the Fool. So the Fool is about ideas, thought, spirituality, and transcending earth. In the material matters, which this is a material reading, it may, if undignified, eccentricity, and even mania. Now, this is reversed. So let's just hone in on that for a moment. Because it's reversed, it's going to be talking more about that. Look at your dignity, mean folly, not kindness, tricking people into certain ways, manipulation, or being overly eccentric or manic. So this is a warning to be aware of that. It can be very subtle, and any sudden impulses. Here it adds on sudden impulse or impact coming from a completely strange quarter. Quarter, that could be anything. That could be a section of your life, the people in that quarter. It could be another mental realm. Think on that. These are highly, highly, highly intuitive. All right, so let's do a quick summary. And this is just to recap at the end, going back. Watch out where your mind is, because you don't want to fall into any kind of wormhole of eccentricity, or going down some rabbit hole where you're not really in your sovereignty, or how you're treating people, that concept of mean folly. And so ideally you want to be like the Fool. You want to be lighthearted. You want to be able to leap off the cliff in faith that everything is happening, because it is about transcending ultimately. So rather than being upside down, you can reverse it by bringing that into your world. Same with the High Priestess. You have these qualities in you. Okay, you're being recognized for the work that you've done, which feels good. And beware of any quarrels or arguments coming up, where if they do, it's been suggested that you could choose to surrender. Just don't even argue. Take the defeat right away. Okay, because you have yourself as the star with all these glittering possibilities. You are the Queen of Swords as well. Interesting that it's right with the High Priestess. And together, you're able to cut out what doesn't serve you. You're able to speak and communicate in your highest abilities. This is your ideal, your inner world. And also remember the Knight of Swords, being able to go into new exploratory directions in your power. But beware of how you resist change. And remember, this beautiful card, the Seven of Swords, is about manifesting and getting dreamy, going within yourself, and using your personal power to manifest from the feminine way. Yeah, so it is not about enduring through sustained labor and working. It is about bringing any endeavor to fruition, okay, and beware of futility, where what you're endeavoring is just not bringing any results. And this is why, because you need to get a clear and sharp focus, and you need to spend time doing that, getting dreamy with yourself, no TV, no phones, no nothing for an entire day or days if you have that luxury, or even a couple of hours. You could be in the bathtub, even if you've got people in your house and you don't have alone time. But if you do live alone, you can, of course, meander through the house, and it's not really puttering around. I mean, you don't want to be cleaning or doing things. You just really want to be lounging around and sipping on some mineral water. Okay, not alcohol or wine. You don't want to get drunk while you're doing this or tipsy. You really want to just spend time with yourself and working on those dreams and not following anybody else's guided system. Friends are going to be falling away. You're okay comfortably money-wise, but your creativity is not being seen. You're not able to lead with your own ideas. And so it could be asking you, this externally, to call in that alchemical process of balancing and putting together things in your own unique way. And then it's also about connecting with nature and the world, the worldly life, lust. Allow yourself to enjoy all the things the world has to offer, and connecting with creatures telepathically, going deeper into the physical realms of that are around you that maybe you have not paid attention to. And enjoy being in this physical body, the foods that you like to eat, the things that you like to do. And with that, I close the reading. And if you'd like to take a screenshot, you could do that now. And thank you for attending and staying on this whole time. If anything resonated with you, please leave comments in the chat. I would love to know what you got out of this, how it resonated with you, and may this be a blessing in your life.